My name is Priyanka Goswami. I am working as an assistant professor in GL Bajaj Institute of Management Research, Greater Noida. Today in lecture 4, we will discuss levels of management and case study which is based on management only. From the unit 1 and from the subject is management concept and organization behavior. Today we are going to cover these topics. Number 1 is levels of management. Second one is functions of different levels of management, and the third one is case study on management. Levels of management. If I talk about levels of management in the organization, there are 3 levels of management: top level, middle level and supervisory level, which is also known as lower level management. Top level. Top level management is also known as higher level management, right? And if I talk about members, top level management consists of these designation, which is board of directors, chairman, general manager, president, vice president, chief executive officer, CFO and CEO. These are the positions, these are the designation. On the basis of these, that means that top level management consisted of these designations. Supreme authority. Yes, it is a supreme authority because it is on the top of whole organization, right? So that's why it is a supreme authority, and the authority always flows from top level to lower level. So authority, that means the most authority is in the hand of top level management, and it flows from top to bottom. That's why we call it is supreme. They are supreme. Next is the top level management is the ultimate source of authority, and it manages goals, policies, foreign enterprises. Yes, if I talk about top level management functions, top level management function, if I talk about, the main function is to decide the things, plan the things, make policies, take strategic decisions. So these are the functions of top level management, if I say. Yes. Next one is it devotes more time on planning and coordinating functions. Yes, their main work is planning and at the same time coordinating. Coordinating means monitor the reports on regular basis. So this is also a responsibility of top level management. If I talk about middle level management is basically takes authority or orders from top level management, and it is the second level of management. It consists of these designation like purchase managers, sales managers, marketing managers, executive officers, plant superintendent, divisional heads and departmental heads. Middle level managers or management is basically consists of the head of the department. We can even branch manager is also a part of middle level management, where they take order from the top level management and giving orders to the lower level management. So they are work as a middleman between the top level management and the lower level management. If I talk about the third level, that is the supervisory level management, which is also known as lower level management. They are the designation. This management consists of these designation like supervisor, superintendent, foreman, section officer, clerk and sub department executive. So these are the designation which involved in lower level management. Their main work is to execute the plan into the action. So they are closely related with the machines. They are closely related with the technical skills. If I talk about these skills, so top level management usually use conceptual skills. Middle level management usually uses human skills, and the lower level management usually use technical skills, because to execute the work into the action, they required technical skills. Introduction to top level management. I have already given you that other name is higher level management. This level consists of board of directors, managing directors, general managers, CEO, CFO. These are the designation which comes under the head of top level management. It is a supreme authority because it is at the top. Authority always flow from top to bottom. So they have a maximum authority in the organization. The top management is the ultimate source of authority, and it manages goals and policies of an enterprises. The main function of top level management is what? To making to making goals and policies for the enterprises, and the more time they devote on planning and coordinating the functions. If I talk about the major functions of top level management, number one is primary and subsidiary objective laydown. That means they are mostly concerned with the primary and subsidiary objective making. That means they make the objective for the organization, they make targets for the organization, right. So, that is their one of the function. Second one is director act as a trustee. That means top level managers are the people who act as a trustee. That means who take care of the assets which present in the organization, assets like land, machineries, any kind of equipment which is fixed in nature. So, they take care of those assets in the organization. That is why we call it that they act as a trustee. Next one is to sanction budget for various departments. They are the people who basically sanction budget for various departments, like which department needs how much amount of fund, right. So, they delegate, they decide that for which occasion or for what event they need, they basically decide that they should have this much of budget, right. So, deciding budget is also a responsibility of top level management to abide by law and take care of the interest of different stakeholders, right. This is also the very major function of the top level management, because if I talk about the responsibility, that means responsibility in what sense? That means if organization is going for illegal work, right. So, government will come and they will ask questions from top level managers. They will never ask from middle level managers or the lower level managers. So, their main function is to abide by law. That means the organization, they have to take care that whatever functioning is going in the organization, that should be according to the law, that should not be illegal. Take care of the interest of different stakeholders. At the same time, they are also responsible for the interest of stakeholder. I mean, that means they have to take care of the interest of different stakeholders. Stakeholders means that employees, because they are making policies for the organization or for the employees. So, they have to take care even the employees' interest. At the same time, they have to even take care the employees of their customers by making product which is according to them, right. So, in that way also, because they are the people who sanction or approved the product things, right, that which product should launch at what time, or these things also. That means approval always done by top level managers. That is why we say that this is also, that means they have the responsibility to take care of the interest of the different stakeholders. And even the government interest is what? That every organization should follow law, right. So, that is government interest, and that should be even society favors. That means if I talk about this social responsibility, right. So, social responsibility is also organization duty, and top level managers are the people who have to take care about these things also, that how they can contribute for the society. Next one is to take strategic decisions. Yes, if I talk about strategic decision, that means what kind of new ideas they should launch or they should introduce in the organization, what kind of changes they can adapt in the organization. This kind of approval is also given by the top level management. So, this is also one of the responsibility or function of top level management. At the same time, to analyze and resolve complex problem as per legal provision. If I talk about that means whatever problems are occurring in the organization, the responsibility is of top level management to analyze the thing and resolve those problems, so that organization can work in a smooth manner. Next is distribution of profit, dividend, reserve fund, reinvestment of fund. Even this is also a responsibility or function of top level management, where we decides that how much profit they have to distribute to their shareholders in a form of dividend, right. So, that means dividend amount they decide, the percentage they decide. At the same time, reserve fund, that means how much fund they have to keep for the reserve as a buffer or we can say reinvestment, that how much they have to reinvestment for further projects. So this kind of distribution, that this kind of we can say that division of profit into these things, into these heads, is also decided by the top level managers. Next one is to analyze the report of different activities of different department. Even I've already told you that their responsibility is planning and coordinating. Coordinating means where they cross check or they monitor the whole operation which is going on in the organization, right? So they analyze how, they monitor how their operations by analyze the reports of different activities. That means at the end of any task, or on a regular basis, we can say that they analyze different departments reports, that means the performance reports, and on the basis of that they monitor that how the organization's various departments is operating, right. So in this way they even regularly analyze the performance of the organization by analyzing the report of different activities. Next one is responsible for welfare and survival of the organization. Yes, their responsibility, top level manager is responsible for socially active. That means if organization is socially active, that means that's a wholesale responsibility of top level managers, because they decide the things. They have to divide, or they have to decide that how much profit, how much contribution they can give, or they can give to for the social welfare. So obviously they are also responsible for the welfare of the society, welfare of the even customer, we can say. So how customer, like if they are doing some good, that means if they are making healthy products, or if they are making healthy products, or the product which impact in positively for the customers, right. So in this way we can say that they are doing good for the customer as well. At the same time, welfare for the society means contributing some fund or some part of their profit to the NGOs for the children's education, so on. So in this way they are responsible for welfare at the same time. So obviously their impact directly or indirectly will come, or will we can see the effect on the survival or the growth of the organization. So in this way they can grow in the market, because by doing this welfare activities they can build up their image in the market, right. So they are also responsible for these functions. Let's move on to the next slide, that is introduction to middle level management. Middle level management is the important link between top level and lower level management. Yes, why? Because it works as a middle party. It takes orders from the top level and given orders to the lower level. Other name is what? Officers level management. Why? Because the designation involved in middle level managers are the head of the department, branch managers. So they are the officers level, right. So that's why the other name we can call it officers level management. And the third one is, these are the designation which involve in middle level management, that is departmental officer, divisional officer and project head. If I talk about the function of middle level management, to implement the orders and instructions given by CEO. CEO is a part of top level management. So middle level people are there to take orders from top level management and implement those orders into the actions. To prepare budget by each department and present it before top level management, right. We can say, and it can be possible, that the budget can be made by middle level management. So they are there to prepare the budget, to prepare the rough budget of the department, for the department, because they know better that what kind of operations they are going to perform, because they are directly with the directly related or linked with the with their lower level people who are directly related, directly linked with the operations, right. So that's why they are more accurate with the operations. That's why the responsibility of making or preparing budget is of middle level management, but the approval is always given by top level management. That's why we say that yes, budget is departmental budget. Yes, there are two types of budget. If I talk about this budget for each department can be prepared by the departmental, that means middle level people, but the organization's budget is always prepared by the or the decided by the middle level people, but this budget is also has to sanctioned by the top level management. Next one is to formulate policies, rules and structure for their subordinate. Policies, it's departmental policies, it can be vary from one department to another department according to their operations. So, this departmental policies and rules can be made by the middle level people. Next one is necessary steps to increase efficiency of departmental activities. How they can grow their departments, how they can increase their departmental productivity. So, for that concern, if they are taking some major steps in the organization, they can take. So, this is all the responsibility of middle level management in order to increase the efficiency by taking some necessary actions. To encourage employees. Yes, because I have already told you that middle level management mostly use this human relation skills or human skills, right, where they encourage people, they motivate people so that the work can be done in a better way, right. So, this is the very important responsibility of middle level people, because they are directly linked with the lower level management whose responsibility is to execute the plan into the action. Next middle level management function, if I talk about, that is constant touch with other department. Yes, they also have to, because see, if I talk about the whole organization is interdependent, that means that's a group activity. If I talk about running of whole organization, so the department which involved in the organization into the in a form of different departments, that means there should be a cordial relation with between the departments as well, because all department is also interdependent on each other. We cannot say that one single department can run the whole organization. So, their responsibility, that means middle level managers' responsibility is also to make a cordial relationship with the other departments. Then only they can work in a team. In a team, at the same time they can have a good relation with the other departments, then combinedly and integratedly they can work towards common goal of the organization. So, constant touch with other department is also one of the function of middle level management. To supervise the working of department and pass information to top level management is also the function of middle level management. See, okay, one information will be transferred from, that means orders can be taken from top to bottom, but what kind of information will flow from bottom to top, that information is working, information which is related to the working, that how much work is left, how much is finished off, at the same time that what kind of problems they are facing and what kind of grievances they are having against their organization. So, this kind of information is also passed on through the middle level people, middle level manager, from lower level to top level. That means we can say that middle level manager also pass on the information from lower level to top level, but the information nature is different. They flow orders, they flow policies, they flow guidelines who top level managers through the middle level managers to the lower level. But if I talk about the information which flows from bottom to top, those informations are related to the work, related to the targets which they have finished off, at the same time related to the performance, related to the even grievances which they are facing at day-to-day basis, or the complaints which they have against the organization's policy or something. So, this kind of information, if middleman is passing from lower level to top level, so that also a function of middle level management. To give advice to the top level management in taking policy decisions. Yes, top level management ultimate responsibility is ultimate responsibility of making policy, of making guidelines is top level management. But if I say that the advices which they will take, they will take from the middle level management. So giving suggestions, but ultimate decision is of whom? Top level management. That means they can take an advice from them, but it is not important, it is not mandatory that they will follow their advices. So middle level managers are there just to give advice, just to give suggestions, not more than that. Let's move on to the next, that is lower level management. It is also known as operational level. It consists of supervisors, foremen, section officers and superintendent. This function is largely concerned with the personal oversight and direction of operative employees. That means if I talk about second name is this operational level, or we also call it lower level management. It consists of supervisor. These are the designation which involved in lower level management. Their main concern, their main function is basically concerned with the personal oversight and direction of operative employees. As we have already read that in lower level, this supervisor designation is also involved, right? So giving direction to the operative employees, that means giving direction to their subordinate, is also the responsibility of lower level management, right? So in this way we call it that these are the functions, they are directly related with the operations. That means they can personally observe in the organization that how these laborers are performing their work. So they have a personal oversight over the performance or over the operations of the employees in the organization. If I talk about lower level function, maintain good working condition and develop healthy condition among employees. That means that's a major responsibility of them to make a cordial relationship among the employees. Second one is to represent the problem and grievances of workers before the middle level management. That means if they have any problem, so they should go in a hierarchy basis. That means they should follow the hierarchy and they can tell their problems and grievances to their middle level management. They can represent. If they are not representing, if they are hiding their grievances, so obviously the impact will come on their productivity. So they can represent their grievances and problems, but it should be according to the hierarchy. To perform functions like layout, maintenance and repairing of machine is also the responsibility of lower level managers. To get orders, instructions and program from departmental officers is also the responsibility of lower level managers. So we can say that lower level managers are meant to get the orders, instructions and program. That means they are there to take orders and implement it into the actions. Now we have completed these levels of management. Now we move on to the case study of management, right? This case study is basically based on topic of management which we have read in lecture 1. So this case study, okay, I can summarize in this way. Let me summarize that case study in this way, in a pictorial way. So there was an institute named as AKtU Vidyalaya, right? They believe in a holistic development of student. That means they basically concern or they basically believe that holistic development of student is very important, right? At the same time, yes, so one day on their Founders Day celebration, there was a Founders Day celebration. On that day, they have decided that they will conduct one stage performance. They will conduct one stage performance. For that stage performance, they have made these 10 committees. They have made 10 committees with 10 different monitors who monitor the whole functions, and which is it can be a drama, dancing and singing. That means these 10 committees is basically performed to execute these functions so that it can be performed in a better way. So they have made these 10 committees for these different functions, right? So these 10 committees perform it in a better manner. That means they work in a team, these 10 people work in a team, and they execute their program with the unity, harmony and sense of belongingness, because it is, I mean, it is not possible that these monitors, these different committees head can work separately. They have to work combinedly. So they have worked with the unity, harmony and sense of belongingness, and finally with the well planned way, finally they have executed the work, they executed the program, or yeah, in this way they have celebrated their founders day, right. So this is the case study. This is the case study. I have already summarized you the whole case study. So let's move on to the questions. Number one is identify the principle of management applied for the success of the program. That means what principle of management they have applied in the above paragraph, right. I have already, see, they have said, they have asked for principle of management. They have not asked for scientific management principle. They have asked for normal principle of management. So that principle is Henry Fayol, right. That means the management principle is Henry Fayol's, right. So Henry Fayol principle they are talking about. So which kind of principles they are talking, they are saying that identify that which principle of management they have applied. So after reading this case study, we can see that they have performed, these 10 committees performed in this way, by unity, harmony and sense of belongingness. And in the principles of management of Henry Fayol, he has also given one of the principle, that is aspirate the corps. Aspirate the corps. That means people should work in a team with unity, harmony and sense of belongingness. That means this particular principles they have applied while executing their program, right. Second question is state any 2 features of management highlighted in the above paragraph. Now we will talk about that what features they have basically highlighted. In this case study, what 2 features have highlighted, right. So if I've already told you, there are certain features of management, like management is a group activity, management is goal oriented, management is pervasive in nature, management is pervasive in nature, and management is a science as well as an art, right. These are the features of management. So if I see the case study, so there are 2 features they have we can highlight, I mean the features have highlighted here. Number one is that goal oriented. The whole program they have done, why? Just to make the Founders Day celebration in a successful manner. So that means there is a goal behind whole activity. So that means this management is done for the purpose. That means it is goal oriented in nature. So number one feature is goal oriented. Another one is, if I talk about that, it is a group activity. They have made 10 committees instead of 1, because management cannot done by a single person, right. So that's why we call it is a group activity. Clear? So 2 features are there. Number one is goal oriented, and another one is it is a group activity, because we cannot perform management by single person, right. Next one is, third one is identify any 2 values which Aapka Vidyalaya communicated to the society. First value is Aapka Vidyalaya believes in the holistic development of students. That means that Aapka Vidyalaya is not just focusing on academic development, or we can say they don't want just grow or make a student academically strong. They want it holistically developed. That means they should develop, that means the student should develop in all perspective. That means those students must have a value perspective. In value perspective also they must be sound, at the same time obviously academically also. So, in a etiquette's perspective also. So, holistically they want them to be sound, right. So, this is the one value. Why? Because ultimate these students, these youth will contribute for the society. So, this is the number one value. And another one is, there is one more thing, that is, yes, they have decided to use recycled paper for decoration. That means they were not believing on wastage of papers, or they were not believing on wastage of the environment or something, they are not believing on harming the environment. That is why they have decided that recycled paper will be used for decoration. So, wastage can be avoided, right. So, in this way the second one is sustainable development. Number one is they showed that they are responsible enough for the society by believing on holistic development, and second one is that they are also focusing on sustainable development. Right. So, these are the two values they have focused. So, they have communicated to the society by this case, right. These are the answers. Clear? I hope you have understood the whole lecture. Thank you.